Nice and easy. We're done with that though. Jump rope. Yeah. Whenever I skip rope, I can't use these wireless headphones. They fall right out of my ears. So of course, it would be helpful if I could get the rope itself not to fall out of my hands. Finish my protein shake and then we'll hit this. New name, who this? Yes, sir. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bull Muscle. For those of you who know me as Beer Battered Ag, yes, I'm going through a rebrand. This seems like a pretty good time to talk about that, so let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm a diehard Aggie.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. That is the song they sing so well. Sounds like hell! So goodbye to Texas University. We're gonna beat you all to Chigga-roo-ga-rim, rock tough, we'll stop Texas A&M. Goodbye.
We get a little bit more all. So why can't I click all? Oh, yeah, there it goes. Nice. Alright, let's do one more bronze bar. If you adopt the mindset, and this is a quote from Jacob Fisker of Early Retirement Extreme, if you know that guy, 10 points to you. But it's a quote that I find unbelievably poignant in today's era. Spending money represents a failure to solve one's problems by smarter means. I'm gonna repeat that. Spending money represents a failure to solve one's problems by smarter means. That's painful. But yes, my friends, pure protein, as near as makes no difference, from raw egg whites. It's disgusting, the taste is vile, and it smells, but 100, yeah, my poor roommate has to deal with the farts that come from this, and as you might imagine, they're not pleasant. But let me go ahead and knock this bad boy down. Good morning, wait, what am I saying? God, it's been a long week. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Here we are. It's time for the final week of the cut cycle. If all things go well, you may notice a few different AV touches, so let me know if you like them. Hopefully the camera clarity is improved. The audio may need tweaking, so just let me know how it is. I see Metal Machine, Phoenix, and Kareem in chat. Always good to see you three. Y'all are regulars, and your showing up on time for the start of the show is always very much appreciated. And of course, Severus. Oh, is the volume low? All right. Let me do a set. I'll switch it. Oh my God, it's hot in here. We're not going to need a lot of that today. All right, let me fix the audio then. That should only take me a brief moment. Stand by. We'll go. Hopefully that improves it without, what I don't want to do is sound like super overmodulated. So if it sounds like I'm speaking like 2 inches from the mic and it's right here, let me know. I'm conscious of that. Perfect. All right. Yeah, let's get to lifting. This is going to be hard. Today is going to be a test of thermal resistance. This is, I believe, either the first or the second time that we are substantially above 90 degrees in here. In fact, I'll give you, no, I'm going to do a set. Then I'm going to give you a temp check. Get the pull-up bar. And I know the second I do this, I'm about to get absolutely bored by mosquitoes, but that's what it is. It's not it. like me. Jigga, it's not that. Well, it's partially that, but look, you know what? I said I was gonna give you a temp check. Oh yeah, 92 degrees in here. So, if Twitch wants to get on my case for not wearing enough clothing in here, I feel as though one pair of gym shorts is enough, but it is, there is actually a good reason for it. No, the main reason I added that mature audiences tag, so that way we can actually talk about the more explicit things on this. No, I love this snap. I wouldn't have it any other way. 92 ain't so bad. Honestly, I'm just glad it's not 100. There we go. Not bad. The door frame is bending. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Vera Sarah, thank you for the chat. Actually, to be honest, with how bad those mosquitoes are out there, it's probably a better idea to switch to the rack anyhow. I'm not putting a ton of weight on it. I mean, I weigh 210. Yeah, you're probably right. Better safe than sorry. Let's move to the square bar. Yeah, metal. I'm sure you're very happy that I've put that tag on my streams. It means you don't have to be quite as restrained. Also, I'm turning the fan up. Feeling Metallica going. Feeling One today. Off the 1988 album, Man, Justice for All. If you went harder, it would have come full bent. Vera Sarah, I see that you're new here. Welcome, first off. Second off, by any chance, would you mind letting us know how you found us? Was it a friend? Was it the Twitch algorithm? I like asking new people this because it gives me a better idea of what's actually driving traffic to my channel. I'm a nerd, I like data. Share, good to see you. Okay, I'm gonna give a lot of love here to Share 1000. Dude, went to my throne page and got me a couple blackout curtains, and that is going to dramatically improve my sleep quality, and for that I'm extraordinarily thankful. So, major hats off to you on that one, Share 1000. Name change you heard there earlier at the very beginning. Ah, I see. Yeah, because it says first. It said first time chat. What's your old name? All right, let me do it. Notice that. Get music going. The very beginning. Are you talking 2019? If so, holy moly, it's been a minute. Technically, if this is sort of pre-history for this channel, technically, I did on and off like Pokemon streams way back when. That was 2019, a little bit of 2020, but Yeah, I only started doing these lifting streams actually about a year ago to this day is when I started doing this. What a year it's been. I'd say things have worked out rather well. I like Metallica. Alright. Do this at a 20 instead of 18, so it's 38. There we go. Bad. 25th September. Oh wow. All right, yeah, it's been a hot minute. Welcome back.
Thank you. This is a big watermelon for you.
What?
I said, this is a big old watermelon just for you.
Show them off.
Alright. It's cut open because all my coworkers got their taste of it. They all liked it. But this is the only bag I used for the home in.
So my roommate growing shit in the backyard. This is one of the products. Oh wow, that's a lot of watermelon.
I don't want it to drip on your laptop, so I'm only keep them a distance. But yeah, this is a Silvery Yamato watermelon.
Tonight, Josh.
Yes, I'm doing taro tonight.
Perfect.
This is going in the fridge.
This is one of the issues with having a half gym, half garage. This ain't nothing Josh is doing, but her car, I can feel the heat coming off of it because it's a black car with a black interior, so it just absorbs sunlight for 8 hours, comes in here. It's gonna get into the mid-90s in here.
Yeah.
No excuses. No quit. Strong like bull. I might have some watermelon later on stream. I love watermelon. It's such a good summer treat. Turn up the heat, make you sweat. Damn right. I'm already sweating. I'm only 3 sets in. I turn there we go. Aussies versus lacrosse tonight. Who's winning your eyes? It's lacrosse. I couldn't care less. Oh, we got 15 people, so that means I will be chugging raw egg whites at the end of the lift. How you doing, Hell? I ain't seen you in a hot minute. How's the sports disaster going? Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Alright, 14, 67. Can-Am weekend, I gotcha. Alright, let me get the rows on. I'm thinking about getting a new pair of lifting shoes. These aren't really the ideal fit, the running shoes. I don't want to beat them out. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Brave Frontier Master. Alright, let's get some rows on. I don't know how we're gonna do on this. I really want to do well. I've not had a great row the last few holes. I'd like to be able to rep 175 cleanly for 10. How you doing, oh boy? Good to see you. That bothering me. Big old pile of dust. Come on, you're pissed off. Oh, god damn! Why am I so goddamn weak all this time? Oh. Ugh. Form was garbage. Why can't I hit that like I was? Hate the fucking cut cycle. No choice, I gotta go down weight. Form's crap. God damn it! What the hell happened? A couple weeks ago I was hitting this no problem. This is cut, man. I'm pissed off. I don't like that at all. What the hell's the Haudenosaunee? Is that an Indian tribe? Sounds like it. Nice butt shot. Those are accidental. Iroquois? Yeah, that sounds about right. I gotta take it a little slower. Just focus shipping into this heat. Not happy with that though. Not in the slightest. I'm already dripping sweat. Come on. It's better. Still shit, but better. I'll let your message. Jofi Comedy says, I'm gonna hit FI 3 to 5 years before my fiance. Our goal is to move to a low-cost country when they hit FI. My question is, in your opinion, should I count my home equity as part of my net worth and plan on selling it in the next 5 years for financial independence or early retirement purposes? I'm gonna break this question into two because that's a great question, and welcome, Jofi Comedy. Thanks for the 10 bits there, Cher. Appreciate it. So, let me sit for a second. This requires blood up here. So, I assume that you're either American or you live somewhere in Western Europe, some high-income country that is correspondingly expensive. So, should you count your home equity as part of your net worth? Yes. Now, plan on selling it? Maybe. You may want to consider renting it. It depends on what market you're in. There are some markets for which the home price to rent ratio is very good and some where it's not. It really depends on where you live for you to figure out whether that's the case. In either case, I would consider it as an asset for sure that I would count towards your net worth. I certainly do. It's an illiquid asset, but it is an asset none the same. Again, if you rent it out, you're getting money from that. Not to mention, the money, the other reason I would consider it as an asset is while you're spending time in it, what you're doing there by living in it is you're building more of that equity, one, and two, you're avoiding what's called imputed rent because it's money you would have to, all things held equal, go and spend on rent if you didn't own that house. So I hope that's helpful. Out of curiosity, you're saying low-cost country. Where are you from? Where are you thinking about moving to? Because if you wish to stay in the United States and you want low-cost living, it's very possible. You just have to look at the Deep South and the Midwest. Those are your two options. And those tend to be the regions people look down on the most. I don't understand why. There's a lot to like about them both. Really, where between the Deep South and the Midwest you wish to reside becomes very dependent on where you'd like to go weather-wise. You're from Miami? Yeah, that's high cost of living for sure. Okay. You want to move to Bangkok? Oh, my brother does Muay Thai, so he went over to Thailand a while back and he loved it. So you'd like Bangkok a lot. It is somewhat polluted, but apart from that, it's a fantastic city. And you can get buses or plane tickets from Bangkok to basically anywhere in Southeast Asia. Good question, though. All right. Yeah, I think you guys can tell I'm already just soaked in sweat. Bought my house with zero money down from VA loans. The economics of renting it don't work right now, but maybe it's better in 5 years. That's true. I assume if you did that, a couple of years ago, that's also at an extremely low interest rate. If it's at an interest rate, if your mortgage is at an interest rate below 4%, as mine is, you're better off continuing to own the house and renting it out because that loan is basically a really nice inflation hedge that you have there. Here's what I mean. My loan is 2.375% interest rate. So if the inflation, right, is 4%, I'm effectively getting a 1.625% real payment to borrow the money, which is very good. But if you're renting, or if your house is at an interest rate of 6-7%, the economics are very different because a lot more of your monthly payment is going towards interest, which is an expense, and not towards equity, which is a form of savings. Good questions in chat today. All right. I see we got 28 people in here. We do another set. There's something I want to talk to you guys about. Yeah, you start seeing the rusted out part of the knurling here. That's where that orange stain that y'all sometimes see on my chest or on my waist come from. Here we go. Underhand this time. All right, guys, this is something I want to talk about here. It's not something I'm going to say lightly, but it's worth talking about. 2.25%, you're perfect. Yeah, that's fucking, you're killing it, man. I would say at 2.25%, hang on to that house, hang on to that mortgage for dear life, because that's a giant inflation hedge. If American inflation rates stay above 2.25%, you're effectively getting paid money to borrow. You're effectively getting paid to borrow money for that house. I would strongly, especially in a strong rental market like Miami, consider renting it. Absolutely, Jofi, great question. So this is something I want to talk about. I see we got 28 people in here, which is fantastic. If we hit 30, let me know. Y'all get handstand push-ups at the end of the workout. Before we go any further, though, I want to talk about this. So, let me check the temp one more time. Yeah, we're up to 94 degrees in here now. That is, I like to sit here and say, oh, I'm from Texas, I'm from the South, I'm tough. You know, and I will tough it out. I'm going to get a decent workout in. But there is an upwards limit where I am not hitting the numbers I want to simply because my body is having to work a lot harder to thermally regulate itself. So the question I wanted to talk to you guys about is, y'all have seen me do old school RuneScape streams on Sundays as a rest day now. On Mondays, I typically go and work out on the site. And Tuesdays right now is Ultimate Frisbee, but that's another conversation. What I'm wondering is, my current rest days are Wednesday and Sunday. I'm wondering if it maybe makes sense for the next couple of months, because on Thursdays I'm teleworking, so I have to stream in the afternoon if I wish to stream at all. Well, we do that. I'm going to have to either A, face down the heat in here and just learn to live with it, or B, I can start lifting on Wednesdays at the site and do a rest old school RuneScape stream on Thursday. I don't know which y'all would rather I do. I've been trying to get some feedback from the Discord about it. I haven't gotten much. So if you guys have thoughts on that, chat, this would really be a useful thing to talk to me about. Give me your feedback. I want to know which direction to take this in. Howdy, Dalty Walty, good to see you. All right, try getting another set here. I'd rather you do what you want to do. Well, part of me really enjoys lifting in here, and part of me enjoys the additional challenge the heat gives. But the other part of it is, part of me knows that if I were to go and lift in an air-conditioned area on site, which I would do, and stay, you know, still do Friday and Saturdays in here, but in the mornings where it's, 75, 80 instead of 90, 95, I wonder if I would have better results. Blood roach and rippling muscles. The garage is too hot to play games. Well, I mean, there's no reason I can't play old school RuneScape shirtless. I don't think there's any rules against that. I could always start those streams off with a little bit of, maybe like a quick calisthenics thing in here and then go inside. That might be the way to do that. Right, so that's what I'm sort of trying to get at. I don't have any feedback. And I can make the command decision on that. But I'd rather get some sort of idea as to what my audience actually wants before making a commitment one way or the other. Yeah. All right, so I'm watching that thermometer keep ticking up. This is 95 in here now, which is about what I expected. I knew today was going to be very warm. Yeah, 95 is a different animal when you're working out. It's also not dry here in South Carolina. It is. Let me check the humidity. 45% with a real feel of 102. So that's awesome. All right, let me get. Let me get another song playing. There we go. One, two. All right, I need to go down weight again. Do some trucks. Cut's going good, but I hate it, man. My numbers are down, I'm out of energy, and I'm always hungry. The cut cycle blows, dude. It's torture. I appreciate you saying so. It's been a lot of effort to get to this point. And there are a lot of days where I will slip up and eat a bunch of crap I'm not supposed to. Boy howdy, if I hadn't done that, I'd probably be through my cut and on to maintenance at this point, but c'est la vie. Not as lean as I want to be. I don't have the muscle on me that I'd like. It's frustrating. And part of that's because I don't sleep well enough, and hopefully, Cher's gift is going to be a big part in helping alleviate that. 30 viewers, thank you very much, Kareem. That means y'all have earned handstand push-ups after the workout is over. We're going to do a set of wide grips here. Right, same idea, slightly different range of motion. I quite like adding those. This is the good camera. Yeah, Dalty. I ended up finding a way to hot swap it. Gotta be careful not to drink all my water too fast. I'll cramp up. We're getting to the point where if I try and write something on the page, it gets wet because my body is so soaked in sweat. So maybe that's interesting. I couldn't hear it. This is the other cam. This is the nicer cam. This is not the laptop cam. After y'all requested it, so I changed it for y'all. All right. I don't need the belt for 125. Put it back up. Here we are. Eric Rodolph, thank you very much for the follow. Just thought I'd make it clear for those of you who didn't know why I'm sucking wind so much. 150. Yeah, hell, this is part of living in the South. It's not gonna get colder for the next 2.5, 3 months. Shine on, shine on. Sweet. Oh. All right, here we go. Come on. Why? My bar is starting to rust too. It's sweat. In California, no. California's dry. This is humid. Carolina's a little bit of a different animal. Now, there are worse states for heat in terms of how miserable it'll make you. Louisiana, Florida, Texas come to mind. Mississippi. But it's hot. Make no doubt about it. Yeah. Yeah, California isn't too bad. The only part of California that gets truly oppressively hot is the Inland Empire. That's like Arizona. It's dry, but it's like sticking your head in an oven. Panama. There we go. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. There we go. All right, do some verts. Reach down. between my legs. Ease the seat back. Got the feeling, power steering. And oh. Alright, let's get some biceps on. Hell yeah, bro, I'm blasting all the Van Halen in here today. Yep, still an even 95 in here. This warm. This is not easy. But I got something. Alright. Bad love. So tree cord's coming back in a day or two. This is a pretty normal day for down here. Anywhere between the low 90s and 100 is about an average summer day here. Like, if you live in the deep south, you should expect at least 3 months where the highs are routinely above 90. It's pretty par for the course. Hey. So let's see, how many sets have we done so far? 4, 5, 8, 10, 13, 16, 17. We'll do 7. No, we're 15 now. We got one more of this. One more of that. That way, yes, there. We're getting close. Get a really good pump. We're gonna hammer curl these, then we're gonna go down weight, do it stricter. This is the ultimate vanity muscle. Everybody loves the gun show. It's rising, heading towards 96. There's a blue jay outside. Beautiful thing. Oh, and a cardinal. There's a baseball game going outside my backyard. Ah. Bugs on my back. I don't know. Looks like the blue jay flew off before the cardinal did. So I think the Cardinals win that one. Unless it was a race, in which case the blue jay probably won. All right, last set of vert flies. And we're on the back half of the workout. Yeah, the numbers have been good today. Holding steady in the mid to upper 20s. It's good. I'm liking the follows too. We'll see if it's possible. We're a bit behind right now, but there's an outside chance if the follower numbers continue to accelerate that I get 2,000 by the end of the year. That would be really cool. That was good. That was strong. Might do a little band work today. That might not be a bad idea. See how I'm feeling. Could do some straight curls too. That would be a pretty good idea. Yeah, I might do that. Yeah. I jinxed it. Said we were in the mid upper 20s the whole stream, and now it's down to 18. That's funny. All right. I'm just about at the point where I can rep 15 pretty confidently at 30s. I never do this, and I should. Now, we'll do 30s. And if I feel like I can go up, I will. Howdy, CSGO. Good to see you. Welcome on in, everybody. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm quite warm here. Yep, 95 and change. Might hit 96 at this rate in here. Because remember, the car isn't the only thing in here putting out heat. I am. All right. What was he gonna do? Lat races. Right. Ooh, perfect. A little green grass and high tides. The song is better than Freebird. Fight me. It is not cool here today. Here we go. All right. We'll start with the full bent over. Yeah, I'll stick to 30 for today. That's good. Green grass and high tides forever. There we go. Alright, these are going to be a lot stricter. The goal is to keep the elbows tucked in and static. We really just want to isolate the biceps here, alright? I'm using my shoulders too much. It's not ideal. Way to you. A couple sets of that, we'll see. So now notice, when I'm doing these lat raises, first one was bent all the way down here. Second one will be bent here. Third one will be upright. Works different parts of your lats. God, Greengrass and Night Tides is such a banger. Come on. All right. 4, 5, 8, 10, 13, 16, 18. Wait a minute. All right. Cosmos CR. I'm from the deep south. Currently live in South Carolina. It's warm in here today. Oh yeah, here it comes. This beats Freebird. There's my hot take. Oh, shoulder just popped. Ouchie. Ooh, that didn't feel good. Come on. There we go. Gotta toughen up. The heat is upon us. I'm still busting ass in here. No quit. Strong like bull. So now standing up this time. Shit, you must live up in Canada then. Come on. That is an amazing song for running, by the way. If you're ever looking for a song to run, like set a PR, like running, you want a song that really gives you it all in that final burst. Greengrass and High Tides. It's about the 8-minute mark where it just takes the fuck off. See my parents in Michigan asking where fireworks are tonight. Fireworks? What's the point? All that smoke, you ain't gonna see shit. Goddamn Canadians ruining the 4th of July. Figures they can't have anything nice for themselves, so they gotta ruin it for us. Just standard Canadian operating procedure right there. You know. I'm just shitting on ya. I don't hate Canada that much. I more pity you than hate you. Canada's just like, what would happen if they made the North more Yankee? We're not Canadians. Oh, CSGO is not Canadian? I thought you were, my bad. Ooh, speaking of songs for a hot, sweltering, deep south day, When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. A British cover of a Mississippi Delta blues song from the 1920s. Really good. Yeah, Elvis Canadian, and I definitely rip on him a lot for being Canadian. Alright, so we're at 24 sets. I think what I'm going to do now is hit a set of concentrations somewhere in there. I think we're done with the bar. Do a couple sets of resistance workout. I want to do a couple band exercises here. These aren't quite as valuable from a weight training perspective. They are really good for working range of motion. So this, right? Okay. We're gonna be working here. As you see the side, this crease here, that's where my lat muscle begins. That position, right? Yeah. Facing the wrong way, y'all can't see it. There we go. Switch. You train only at home? No, I do not. We were actually talking about that earlier, and I never really got any feedback from y'all. So, because I live here in the deep south, well, I actually have a workplace gym that I frequent usually on Mondays. Well, what I've been thinking about is maybe converting this to a rest day. Swapping my rest days. It used to be Wednesday and Thursday. It used to be Wednesday, or it's currently, Wednesday is my rest day. Thursday I come in here and lift. But due to the heat, I'm wondering if it wouldn't be a better idea to get a workout in at the site on Wednesday and do old school RuneScape as a second rest day stream for the rest of the summer here on Thursday. Then when it cools down, I can readopt the current schedule. Hello, are you doing TRT 4 hour 4 AUR 9? I am not. In fact, I would get fired from my job if I did. I am legally required not to take any steroids or testosterone or anything like that as a function of the job I do. Oh, huh. One of the neighborhood tomcats decided to camp out under my car. Poor thing's probably frying out there. If you guys were wondering, that's my day job. Okay. I'm gonna do more than just concentration curls. Give me a second. What's your job? I am a nuclear engineer. So I work in the atomic industry. The pay is good. I live out in the middle of nowhere, but I get tested a lot. So I can't do HGH. I can't even have CBD, which is entirely illegal. But the nuclear industry is trapped in the 1980s in a lot of ways. So can't even do that. Something I need to, let's see. Single arm. Overhand, underhand. What's the reason for that? Because I work in the nuclear industry. The simple answer is that the US nuclear industry is probably the most regulated industry in the entire world. I laugh when medical people tell me about how overburdened they are with red tape. The amount of regulation the US nuclear industry must work on, it blows the mind, I'll put it that way. The main reason for that is it's the speed of government in general. Changes in regulatory behavior very, very slow, and the nuclear industry is very, very overly cautious. Am I allowed any of that Katy Perry or Walter White, Bob Marley? I don't know what that means. Are you talking about cannabis? If the answer is cannabis, while I would like to consume cannabis, I cannot. That guy, Norace, thank you very much for the call. I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna do a pull over. This is the wrong setup for that. I'm not going to worry about that today. I want to build a gym on my own. Any tips on what I should get? 100%. A squat rack. A squat rack, barbells, and plates. It's the simplest thing. It's the most important thing. This used piece of junk cost me $100 and it works. Don't go for any of them fancy machines. You don't need a treadmill. You don't need anything crazy. What you need is a fucking squat rack. That matters more than anything else. Have you tried eating raw liver? No. Why would I do that? Think about renewing mine just for swimming. I don't blame you. I could go swim in the river. I've thought about doing that before. Problem is the snakes and gators make it a bit dangerous, but you gotta live a little. Let's see here. So let's do some delts. This would be good. This would be good exercise. Yeah, it's on top of all of that. Even if it were legal at the federal level, cannabis usage is completely illegal in the state of South Carolina, where I currently reside. And this will probably be among the last of the states to legalize for a very simple reason. That being the tobacco industry has been a mainstay here in the Palmetto State. As such, the tobacco industry would rather not have to deal with a new competitor. So it is illegal and very likely to remain illegal here, unfortunately. But perhaps when I get financially independent, looking great, keep it up. Thank you. Stick around. I appreciate, I think you haven't been here in a while, Lamura, I think I'm saying that right. Better off without Mary Jane, she's a fickle mistress. I would prefer cannabis for the only reason that if I consume cannabis, my alcohol consumption would fall through the floor. Although, I've actually started adopting NA beers And so far, I've had a fair amount of success drastically cutting my boozing, which is good. But yeah, unfortunately, due to those requirements, I cannot consume cannabis. I can't do any testosterone, any of that stuff. So what you see is what you get here. I'm very much entirely natty. That's part of my ethos on this channel, which is that anybody could achieve the results that I have achieved. If you want to look like me, if you think I look like I'm, diced or jacked or in good shape, this is 100% achievable through hard work and dedication alone. A lot of people don't like to hear that. A lot of people like to think, oh, for sure, this dude's on steroids or whatever. You can believe that if you want to, but that's your problem, not mine. I'm doing this through hard work. I'm natty partially because I have to be, but also because I want to be. I have no interest in going any crazier with that. All right, let's do some belts. How many years did it take me? Well, I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. In terms of what's my body weight and height, I'm 6'3", I'm 210 pounds. I've been lifting since 2008, that's 15 years. However, I have made a stupid amount of mistakes along the way. You could very easily achieve what I've achieved in 15 years in 2 if you were truly dedicated, like you were starting from scratch, 4 if you were a bit more reasonable. Playing it safe, nations legalize cannabis. I think it should be legal. We waste a shit ton of taxpayers on prohibition, which is dumb. Yeah, I'm 6'3". My height has nothing to do with how defined I am or how much weight I can lift. All right, start overhand, come under. If you want to look like defined, like you can see the muscles on my back. If you want that, there's nothing to do with my height. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. I'll take a look here. 6'3" is about 190 centimeters for those of you who live elsewhere. Height plays a big part in muscle proportion. It can, it doesn't have to. You say my body weight is 210 pounds. That's roughly 95-ish kilos. Lamura, thank you for the follow. I'm Ball Drainer 69. What a name. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Being tall makes it harder to look big, and you look big. I appreciate that. Gotta go, man. Great stream. Hey, La Muro, if you like what I do and you want to check out more off hours, go and join that Discord. You won't regret it. There's a lot of good content, a lot of good people on there. We have a lot of people who give out really good advice and all sorts of other stuff going on. I'm Ball Drainer. That is a name right there. Let's check the temperature in here real quick. It is, yep, still 95 degrees. It is just warm. Shoot, this thing is draining power fast. That's what I thought. Okay. That's all right. We only got, I think, 3 more sets. That name indeed. Hey, what's up, cat bro? Welcome on in. 2, 3, 4. You're gonna hit incline curls. Now hit concentration curls, and then we're gonna hit maybe a burnout set. West Coast Canuck, hotter than the 2021 summer. Heat exhaustion's dangerous. Opening the garage door would make it no cooler and introduce mosquitoes, so I'm not gonna do that. I think it's like maybe 92 outside, 93. So any cool off would be marginal at best and make my workout deeply unpleasant. Let me check actually. I'll tell you exactly what it is, Ambient. Ambient, it is, yeah, 92. Air quality is poor. That's the trouble right now. Real feels 155% humidity. Yep. So, Cat Bro, remember how I kept on, you know how I go on about how much I love the South? This is sort of the downside. The heat, honestly, the heat here isn't so bad. 92 is very manageable. I can live on, 92 is perfectly okay. It starts creeping up to triple digits, that's where I have problems. Just because, here in South Carolina, the humidity is always going to be a bitch. But the mosquitoes are really the worst part of living here. But I've got a few strats. Share 1000 if you're in here. Thank you very much for buying more of those Dynatrap bait packets. I'm going to be loaded up on those, hopefully for the rest of the year. Hopefully that will help kill off the fuckers. It's only 62 Fahrenheit here, but it's already 1:20 a.m. So Cosmo, you must live in Europe or West Africa. Where are you from? I see CR. Is that Czech Republic? That would be only Croatia, maybe? Could be either of those two. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. Let's go. Muscle Mac, good to see you. You're from Finland. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I think I know who you are. Dude, that's awesome. Finland's beautiful. It's a bit too cold for me. Going to do a burnout set. Now I'm kind of thinking otherwise. I think what I'm going to do is I'll do a different burnout set. I'm going to do incline press at lower weight, or incline curls rather at lower weight. I'm going to go for more reps. Boy. I guess since you're from Finland, I should say welcome to NATO. It gets to minus 40 during winter. Well, fun fact, minus 40F and minus 40C are the same temperature. And in either case, far too cold for my like. I think the only places that reliably get that cold in the winter in the US is Alaska. Alaska is a very different animal. Alaska, probably the single most beautiful state in the United States, but I would not want to live there. I have a lot of respect for the people that do. I have zero interest in Alaska. I'd love to visit, but that's about it. Warmer for me, 75 to 85. That's not bad. That's quite pleasant. That's what Washington State is usually. Washington State, however, does not quite get that cold unless you're like in the peaks of the Cascades. Never moving to Canada, dude. I can't imagine. I'm sorry. The idea that I would have to pay that much in taxes makes me want to vomit. Especially with who you've got running the country. I don't want to give that person 50% of my money, which is what would happen. I don't care about. I will gladly take our stupid ass, ridiculous, idiotic American healthcare system over whatever the fuck you guys have got going on up there in the Maple Leaf Republic. Fun fact, the sun never sets during summer in northern Finland. This is true. Nor does it set in northern Alaska in the same way. It's twilight all day long. It's bright all day long. Yeah. That's Lapland, isn't it? That's up where the Sami live. This, yeah, I think the other countries that get like that, I think Iceland, Greenland, Norway, northern Sweden, Russia, Canada, and Alaska in the United States. Here we go. Last set. Come on. Come on, 18. Let's go. All right, we're done here. Fan goes off. One final temperature reading. 94.8. So it's starting ever so slightly to cool off. I mean, 0.2 degrees is within the margin of error on this thing. I don't know. I found this is pretty reliable. It's pretty good. Call Lapland even if we only met the finished part. How neat. Yeah, you get the midnight sun and then permanent darkness. Antarctica's the same way. It's just the other 6 months of the year. Let me make sure I got everything here. 4, 5, 8, 10, 13, 14, 17, 20, 22, 25, 27, 29, 30. Perfect. Let's head in. You guys have earned handstand push-ups, so get some hype on. Luke Glass says, I'm in the Southwest. Deserts is 110 out today. Thankfully, we have AC out here. We do too. The humidity's the big difference here. Although sometimes you get monsoons coming in places like Arizona, and Arizona truly becomes hell on earth when that happens. I'll be honest, as a southerner, as someone who gets his fair share of hot weather, as someone who moved here from Texas, I'm no wuss when it comes to heat. I think people who choose to live in Arizona are certifiably insane. That I don't understand. Oh my gosh, it feels so cold in here. What'd you turn the temp down to?
76.
All right, well, there you go. That's 20, just a tick under 25. It's like 24 and a half for y'all. You monsoons, very dangerous too. Right, the soil's so dry out in the American Southwest that it doesn't suck water in very easily. 85 in Finland is worse than 100 in Spain. You're in Palm Desert, California. Okay, so that's up. Palm Desert, is that, no, I'm thinking of Palmdale, because that's north of Los Angeles. Palm Desert's like east of like San Bernardino. That's way out in the desert, I think. That's like out near, isn't that like out near Needles or something? All right, let me go ahead and set up camera here. Get this, watch this, here we go. Pyong. Yeah. San Diego microclimate is the best. The cost of living isn't great. Oh yeah, Palm Springs area by the Salton Sea. Yeah. See, now the Salton Sea is going to be a huge deal in the coming 10 to 15 years. Lithium can very easily be extracted there. The Salton Sea was never meant to exist. It was not. The Salton Sea doesn't exist because of nature. Man put it there. Yeah, the San Diego microclimate. Dude, the city of San Diego is amazing, honestly. Now, if you had unlimited money, like if I had unlimited money, it would be really hard not to move to the beaches west of San Diego or possibly LA. There's a reason the richest of the rich end up, in places like Malibu. It's beautiful, or Santa Barbara. But I don't have that kind of money. And frankly, even if I did, I wouldn't want to live next to the people that have chosen to do that. A lot of them are assholes, for lack of a better term. Already is not a good way to toxic dust and salt is actually blowing over into some areas here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Man, this is the smartest American I've met. Ouch. Fair. What's up, Esther? Good to see you. I ain't seen you in a hot minute. To be fair, I'm an engineer. One thing, actually, this is the coolest thing Finland is doing. Y'all have completed recently a long-term nuclear waste deep storage facility. And as a nuclear engineer, this is something that fascinates me because the United States, we actually had plans and we're halfway through building one in Nevada in the 1980s. But thanks to Senator Harry Reid, it got scuttled in Congress and we still don't have one due to government gridlock. Tyborgo too, thank you very much for the follow. I very much appreciate it. All right, San Diego's pretty chill. I like San Diego more than I like Los Angeles. Los Angeles has fucking problems. I will give LA credit. There are parts of the city that really are trying to fix those problems. But Los Angeles has, what Los Angeles has done is effectively taken its normally elevated homeless problem, which it was always going to have due to the beautiful climate, and amplified it because what LA has done is taken all the homeless people and kind of concentrated them all into Skid Row. And predictably, this has turned Skid Row into hell on earth. It's a truly horrific place. 2-bedroom apartment, $3,500 a month in Hillcrest, Jesus Christ. Man, I had an absolute blowout month with loads of spending, going out to eat, and lots of trips, and I just barely crossed $2,000 a month here in South Carolina. If I wanted to visit the United States, probably go to Las Vegas. Please don't go to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is everything bad about the United States, commercial, corporate, bland. Stay away from Las Vegas. literally anywhere else would be a better choice to go. If you want to see the real United States, don't go to fucking Las Vegas. Ugh. Cosmo, if you wanted a little taste of Finland, there is actually a heavily, if you want to gamble, go to Louisiana, go to New Orleans. New Orleans is much more authentic. It's also a whole lot dirtier, but it's way more fun. You'd be better off in New Orleans. But if Vegas has food. If you're on the Strip, the food is terrible. If you get away from the Strip, it's quite good. So all in all, it's about mediocre, I would say. There are better places for food than Las Vegas by far. I went to Las Vegas a few months back. I was not impressed. It's not a place I would like to spend much time in. Vegas is scary. I mean, the city should not exist. It was built by Bugsy Siegel, a mafia crime magnate in the 1940s and 50s on an entirely unsustainable model based on water that isn't there. Like, Las Vegas is going to run out of water in a few decades. Why on earth would I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, no, Las Vegas was literally built by the mob. Like, that is basically why it exists. It was built by two factors, the mob and the United States Air Force, because Nellis Air Force Base is a huge provider of jobs out there. Esther Floney, it's good to see you. As far as if you were looking for a chunk of Finland within the United States, Cosmo, I would recommend taking a look at northern Michigan, specifically the Upper Peninsula. The reason for this is a lot of Finnish Americans settled in that area in the 1800s. We're not really sure why. It's just something that happened. And if you like a little bit of, if you want to see what your countrymen did 200 years ago, 150 years ago, where they moved to in the United States, look at northern Michigan. How do you know this stuff? It's already out of H2O. Well, I know that because I'm an engineer and I like studying things like the Hoover Dam. I went and studied the Hoover Dam from an engineering perspective, looking at the challenges it faces, the challenges the region faces as a whole. The biggest one is that the city of Las Vegas just pisses away the water it has. The amount of lush green golf courses in the middle of the desert in that fucking city are shocking. The amount of waste that city goes through. It's all the negatives of the American system are, I would encapsulate them in two cities, Houston and Las Vegas, and I would never want to live in either of them. The Upper Peninsula is Wisconsin. Stop this madness. The Upper Peninsula is Michigan. Did you read my write-up on Utah Bowl? I sure did, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I think I owe you guys handstand push-ups first. So let me go ahead and do that. Podcast kicks back up on the 12th. It's the perfect centennial. Centennial of what? All right. Here we go. Probably more people in the United States with Finnish roots than people here in Finland. I think that's true for a lot of different ethnicities. I'm pretty sure that's the case for, I'm going to say Norwegians, because there are a lot of Norwegians that settled in Minnesota and North Dakota. Episode 100 of the Sports Disaster. Oh, cool. All right, let's hit this. I'm going to get some blackout curtains. They're on my wish list right now, actually, for these two windows here, and that's going to drastically improve the lighting, but that's not a now problem. Anyway, handstand push-ups coming up. I think if that's the main reason, like, the United States, I think, is one of the biggest Jewish populations in the world, too. And I think it matches Israel's in some regard. And the main reason is because we've just had a bunch of immigrants here. Yeah, they're also really good for cooling. But those are on my wish list. If one of y'all wants to make a donation towards those, well, you're going to directly improve the lighting on this channel. Anyway, now it's time for handstand push-ups. So here we go. Get some hype on. 1, 2, 3, up. 2, 3. We are dizzy now. Very dizzy. This is the best marketing for a stream I've ever seen. Does Dodger have a window in her room? Actually, she has two. Actually, I don't think I have permission to show you Dodger's room, so you'll have to ask her about that. She can take a picture of that. Redeemed hydrate. Hell if I will do that in just a moment. Right now, stand by. We are going to chug some raw egg whites. Oh, we got a new follow. Thank you very much, Cosmo. Much obliged. She should get them too. Well, mention it to her. She's streaming tonight. Actually, speaking of Dodger, I'm going to probably have some of that watermelon she grew. It's in the fridge. But first, it's time for raw egg whites. You love it. You want it. You need it. It's exactly what you think it is. And, well, we're down to the last 8 ounces, so bottoms up. Ugh. Wish we got stuff from the garden this soon. South Carolina, dude, everything grows here. In fact, while I'm sitting here, I'll show you guys Dodger's magnificent watermelon. And because we don't waste in this household, it's the one characteristic of the United States I can't stand the most is how wasteful we are. How much is an ounce in deciliters? I know, let's see. What I just knocked down was 8 fluid ounces, which is about a quarter of a pint, which is 250 milliliters. I don't know why we don't use metric, honestly. This is another thing that I really wish the United States had done, although there's actually a really interesting history reason as to why the United States does not use the metric system. A lot of people don't know this, so I'm going to talk about this. Would you consider planting a peach tree? I've been considering it. The problem with peach trees is that it will be 15 to 20 years minimum before I see any fruit from them. Same thing with a pecan tree. That's the other state fruit of Georgia, which is just across the river. Although South Carolina, we make better peaches. They are messy. Every measure there is fucking odd for sure. So there is actually a funny historic reason that the United States does not use SI. And it's because of the British. Not for the reason you think it is. So in the early 1800s, when Napoleon was taking over the French Revolution, one of the things they did was create the metric system. The dawn of the SI, as we know it, the Systems Internationale, is from the French Revolution. And the French Revolution, some of our original founding fathers, in particular Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, were very sympathetic to the cause of the French Revolution. As such, they thought the metric system was a good idea, and during the Jefferson presidency, we tried to get a copy of the standard weights and measurements to create the metric system over here at Switch. The problem was that the French ship carrying those weights and measurements got plundered by a group of British pirates, and as a result, the ship never made it over. By the time we had realized that that's what had happened, the War of 1812 had started. This is now the Madison presidency. And as such, the United States was a little bit too preoccupied with fighting off the British to switch. So, kind of interesting side story there. Then we tried again in the 1970s, and we actually got halfway through it, which is why the United States auto industry, we'll say engine displacements here, we measure them in liters. But the Reagan administration decided to put the kibosh on that because, I don't know, it's communist or something, which is ridiculous and stupid, but what are you going to do? Anyway, Row Your Motorboat, thank you very much for the follow. Now, I'm going to cut up. I'm going to get my protein shake out first. Yum, 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 yum. The United States 3, Trudeau, ADA, and the USA either fully or United Charles III. Oh, I see. The United Charles. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, no, we should have adopted metric at the absolute latest in the 1970s, and the fact that we haven't is really just stupid. Anyway, let me show off this melon that my roommate, Dodger of Zion, and I will give her a shout out, grew. She grew a watermelon. It's just like any other watermelon, but on the inside it's white. So it's a white watermelon. And what I'm going to do now is eat a big chunk of it. At least we're not Burma. Well, blame that's actually one we can kind of blame communists on. Thankfully. Fuck them communists. Imperial system in the United States is metric based. Yeah, this is really neat. So we're gonna cut off a big ass slice of this bad boy. Bobby Aurora, welcome back. Good to see you. So we're gonna do this over here, so that way I can do this in a semi-safe manner. I'm just gonna. Wow, it cuts like butter. That cut almost suspiciously easily. Cut almost like it was rotten, but I know it's not. It smells It smells just like regular watermelon. It's just white instead. The flesh is white with a pale tinge of yellow. It's like it's beautiful. It's a very pretty looking piece of fruit. All right, so we're gonna take that back. Throw this in here. Perfect. Clean this up. Paper towel. And I will give a shout out to Dodger real quick here. There's Gallagher when you need him. No, this is not a watermelon that deserves the Gallagher treatment. This was hand grown and raised by an artisanal farmer and shitposting streamer right over there. And I will give her a shout out right now, actually. She's going to be live in an hour and a half or so.
Yep.
So we're going to shout out. Actually, we're going to plug in the laptop first. That's the intelligent thing to do. So we're going to shout out Dodger of Zion. Dodger here is the one responsible for this watermelon that I'm about to gorge myself on, and I'm quite excited for that. Dodger, if you feel like making an appearance, you do so at your discretion.
Alright. Are you gonna put any salt on it or no?
Salt?
On watermelon?
If I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna put tahini on it, but I gotta try it raw first. Politics is allowed here, which is appreciate. Yeah. So let's get one more. Dodger, USA or Australia? How's my week going? It's going pretty well. The work part of my week is over. Okay, so it almost eats like a honeydew. It is very soft for a watermelon. Oh, that's good. That's really good. But I think tahini would be lovely. Grilling watermelons, that's tricky. It's very good, but that's not easy to do. Now, for any of my fellow Americans that live anywhere near the Mexican border, you know what this is. It's that lovely Mexican chili lime seasoning known as Tajín. And if you don't know what Tajín is, bless your heart. Now, grilled fruit can be really good. I like grilled pineapple.
What about grilled peaches?
You took the words right out of my mouth there, but nothing compares to a grilled peach. So we're gonna throw some tahini on here. See, Dodge, the real gamer move would have been to take this into the office. Let him experience it Mexican style.
Maybe when the next melons come in.
Oh my God, that's really good. That's awesome. You really want a good treat, grilled peach. You grill peach, quarter it, throw it in with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Best dessert in the world. Literally peaches and cream. Well, this suddenly turned into a food stream. My apologies.
You know, you're not sorry.
That is sweet. That is delicious. Mexican dessert, strawberries and cream, pretty good. How much does a bottle of Prime cost there? What do you mean by Prime? A bottle of Prime what?
Prime and sports drink, I think.
What's that?
It's like another low sugar alternative to Gatorade. It's got sucralose in it, so I can't drink it.
I have no idea. I drink water and milk. And sometimes, if I'm feeling fancy, non-alcoholic beer. Which, okay. Cat Bro, riddle me this one. How is it that Utah had the near beer laws for so long and they couldn't figure out how to make a good NA beer? KSI and Logan Paul electrolyte. Okay, if it's associated with Logan Paul, that guy's a douchebag, so I have no interest. I'll pass. There's really only one YouTube shock jock that I kind of dig. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, I'll admit. Ever since Filthy Frank is gone. We miss you, Papa Franco. But internet shock jock that I think is pretty good is Whistling Diesel. He does things to cars that should not be done. It's an abomination, but it's damn good content. But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, though. How the hell, Utah, how the hell did you manage to, like, you have decent craft beers, sure. But like, how did you manage to completely bypass the NA? But you'd think with the Mormon audience there, NA beer would be like the best thing ever. Whistling Diesel casually destroying your dream car. Yep. Yep. That's what Whistling Diesel does. He will destroy anything. But he'll also destroy some truly horrific abominations out there. So I can live with Whistling Diesel. I hate the G-Wagon. I think that the G-Wagon's pathetic. Why? A Jeep can do that same thing better. Just get an old XJ. If you want to go off-roading, get an old XJ Cherokee with the 4.0. It'll last forever. It's a tank. It's good to go. It's bone simple. Mormons would avoid NA beer altogether. I think most NA beer has some alcohol in it. Yeah, but there are also good... There are actual 0.0s now that are coming out. Like, there's Budweiser 0.0 and what is it? Heineken 0.0, although Heineken's ass beer, so is Budweiser, but like that's the point. It does exist. G-Wagon are looking for tax deduction. I hate the G again. I hate the Hummer too. The Hummer is America's G-Wagon. Both are fucking stupid. If you want a good off-roading vehicle, get an old Jeep or get a Toyota Land Cruiser. I don't like Michelob. I think Michelob's not very good. So I'll tell you what, man. I like Old Milwaukee NA, and I don't like Michelob. That should tell you something. Bud Zeros, it tastes like. They have the Dutch beer, dude. I hate Heineken. It's bad. Like, and here's something else, Americans. Okay. If Heineken tastes better in Europe, the reason is because it's brewed in Europe. And because Heineken insists on putting its beer in those green bottles get exposed to sunlight, which turns the beer skunky. So when it comes to the United States, it tastes skunky. It's rotten beer. Don't buy it. It's the same reason I wouldn't buy, what's the other famous one in green bottles that comes here? Carlsberg, I think? But no, don't buy, they're better American beers. I'm not an IPA guy, but there are a couple I like. Shiner makes a good IPA called Wicked Ram. All right. Who here's ready to watch me just go to town on the rest of this bad boy? Ooh. Asahi's not bad. I like Guinness. I did my ring dunk in Guinness. Shoot, the rind actually even tastes good. Fuck it. I've heard of Terrapin. What do you mean there's nothing left? Bullshit. There's good fiber too. Do you mean like actually get bitten by a snake or the drink a snake bite? Because those are two different things. Yingling's okay. Yingling is mid. Well, Dodger, you can successfully say that your watermelon was a hit. Dodge. Hey, Dodge.
Yes. Of course you eat the rind.
It's actually good. It's like pretty thin. It's not too bitter. Tastes good. I know what a snake, I was about to say, because I live here in the deep south, there are plenty of actual snakes, but I've actually not had a drink snake bite. I've heard of it. I've never had it. You prefer Fireball whiskey over normal whiskey? More for the rest of us. You do you. Fireball is meh. They're smaller. See, no, I want my whiskey to taste like whiskey. Not cinnamon, not sugar, not chemicals. I want it to taste like whiskey. Or in the taste of scotch, peat moss and whiskey. Hey Cosmo, if you're still in here, have you ever had salmiakki? No, that's a thing Finnish people drink. Big Red, that is a disgrace. You live in Kentucky, the mecca of bourbons, and Jim Beam apple is what you go for? My brother in Christ, are you okay? Do you need help? Who hurt you? Big Red, that's not okay. You live in Kentucky. You really, of all people, you should be the one saying, oh, I like this obscure ass bourbon from like, you know, the guy down the street. Salmiakki is one of those I want to try because I know it's flavored like licorice. Dude, this watermelon's fucking awesome. This is the best. This might be one of the best watermelon I've ever had. All right, Raven, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome aboard. All right. Excuse me. So, what are we doing now? The workout's over. This is now the Q&A section. You should get a bottle of Woodford Reserve. Tip the cap. That's pretty good stuff. What are we doing now? So typically the way these streams work is I go and do my workout, and we come in and we have a Q&A section. So if you guys want to ask me anything, this is kind of the time where you get to do that. Sleeping? Fair. It's like, yeah, it's super late there in Finland. Go get some rest. Dude, I'm liking this mohawk. I might get it a bit smaller. I feel like it's a bit too tall in the middle, but otherwise, I think it's not bad. Sophie, good to see you. Oh, what are the Mets doing now? A mullet would fit me. Dude, I already live in rural South Carolina. I don't think I need to be any more redneck than I already am. Grew mine out and I locked it. That was tasty. Okay. So let's, losing? Well, I mean, I figured, but like, in a particularly comical manner, or is it just their normal mid-season collapse? So, we got egg whites and protein. That is 440 calories, 80 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat, 17 grams of carbs. And then the watermelon, you have to figure this one out. While I do that, I'll stretch a little bit. This is the crowd favorite right here. Oh. Whew. Ouchie. Am I on a bulk or a cut? I am just at the end of a cut cycle. I'm probably between 13 and 15% body fat, 12 and 15% body fat. I don't really know. I mean, you can see, right, okay, so I'm pretty relaxed right now. So on the exhale here, you can see a pretty visible abdominal wall, some sectioning in between the two abs. And then if I contract the muscles, you can see quite clearly 2, 4, 6. So the abs, I would call these visible abs. You can see them. And while I could continue cutting, I mean, it's starting to sap my progress in the gym. That's plus or minus 12. Yeah, maybe. I'd say I've been leaner before, I think, but I don't really want to cut any further. I feel like my numbers in the gym, actually I know my numbers in the gym are lower. Part of that's because it's just very warm and you cannot lift as well in temperatures like that no matter what. You just don't. Your body has to spend more effort cooling itself off. Hard stuck at 10-ish, been trying to bulk. Well, that's easy. Start drinking milk. Lots and lots of milk. If you want to bulk, I have the perfect thing for you. Get this. Cosmo. Super Squats by Randall Strawson. This is the single hardest workout I have ever done, but I guarantee you that it will put muscle on your frame. Guarantee it. This book was obsolete when it came out. It was released in the 1980s. It works. It's also fucking hard. That's all I'm gonna say. You will be working harder in those sets than you ever thought possible. It's worth it. Anyway, so I think this is going to be the Q&A time. So if you guys have any questions about the stream, content, what you guys would like to see. I have been talking about this because it's so warm here. I've been considering moving my rest day to Thursday and moving my other workout day to Wednesday, working out on site twice a week, working out in there twice a week, and then playing old school RuneScape on Thursday afternoons, which is what this stream would be. So I don't have any data at this point to figure out whether or not that's something you guys would like to see. But if it is, let me know. Dude, benching 285 at 160 body weight, that's excellent. I think my PR at 210 is 355, so you're doing terrific, man. You're doing better than I am. Cheers, man. That's really good. Hats off to you. But I recommend that Super Squats book. Now, I wish I could bulk. But no, if you really think nothing is hard for me, you're ready to take your workouts to the next level, try Super Squat. It'll work. I had more results in the 6 weeks on Super Squats in terms of putting muscle on my frame than I had since high school. My numbers continually went up, and that was enjoyable, frankly. Do I want to be bigger? Yes. Long term, I would like to be about this defined. I don't feel the need to be like super freaking cut or super freaking diced, just because you do if you get much leaner than this, like especially you get towards like single digits and body fat percentage, which I'm not at, but if you get to like 9-10%, for me anyway, it gets to the point where I feel like I'm losing a lot of energy. I feel like I'm getting weaker too. It becomes, the less body fat on your frame you have, the harder it gets to continue to lose body fat without losing any muscle. How much bigger would I want to be? Long term, I think I would like to be roughly 220 to 225 pounds, or about 100 kilos. But I would want any gains on this frame to be pure muscle. So I'd like to be about this lean, but I'd like another 10 pounds or so on my frame. Maybe 15 pounds on the frame. So I feel like that's a pretty reasonable expectation. I could probably stand to lean out a little more. It's a lot to carry. Yeah, I mean, I've bulked. I think the most I've bulked to, I'm 6'3". The most I've bulked to before, so when I did Super Squats, I started at 199, and I bulked all the way to 225, 226, something like that. I put on a fair amount of fat too. Don't kid yourself, but the muscle on there, the muscle addition was real. It was fun, frankly. I enjoyed how fast I bulked. 230 would fit me well. I think so. If I'm gonna be 230 though, I want it to be like, I don't want to be I want to still be able to, right. So I want to still be able to do this and count 1, 2, 3, right? I like having visible abs. It's a confidence booster. I like looking in the mirror and saying, hey, I can see that, right? And then flexing, right? So I like being able to do that. Most 230 was a nice balance of muscle and fat, for sure, for sure. I'd like to, if I could make those lean gains, I'd do it. What's your ab workout? Good question. Let me do a lat spread real quick, because I haven't done one of those yet. So my lats are like my weak point for sure. Hey Nick, good to see you. My lats are my weak point for sure. Where I think they are not proportionally in size to the rest of my body, and it pisses me off, but there's not much I can do about that. How do you move your pecs? Do I have a six-pack? I don't know. Would you call this a six-pack? Try placing your hands higher. All right. So I still feel like, because of my chest, It's hard to see my lats. But do I have a six-pack? Again, it's up to you. If you define this as a six-pack, then yes. Otherwise, I don't. I would call this visible abs. I'm not sure. If you want to call it a six-pack, then it's a six-pack. I wouldn't quite call it a six-pack. I think it's close. I think the bottom two abs. Okay, so big biceps. I appreciate that. They're looking a little bit more pumped than normal today, just because that's what we were working in the gym. As far as ab workouts are concerned, so here's what I normally do. I already did them for today, so I'm not going to do the full thing. But depends on whether or not it's an odd day or an even day, right? For odd days, which today's the 29th, I will do reps. So that's going to be 5 sets of 60. First exercise is a jackknife, where you start here and you bring up. That's 1. The second exercise is raised leg sit-ups. That's 1. Third is bicycle sits. Right, you get the idea. Fourth is V. Fifth is Russian twists. All right, so that's what I do on odd days. Now on even days, a big old blister on my foot there. That's not good. There's several of them actually. On even days, I do holds. So that's going to be 60-second hold on planks, 30 seconds each side on side planks, 60 seconds of 6 inches, and then usually 60 sit-ups, and then 60 leg raises. And that's all I really do. Because I activate, 5 sets of 60.
How'd you like the one?
Yeah, it was really good. Thanks, Dodge. Anyway, that's all I do. I do those every day. And then the rest of my ab workout is squats and deadlifts. If you do squats and deadlifts regularly, you do them properly, your abs should be on fire just as much as your legs are by the end of the set. You should really be putting a lot of stress on your abs. Only thing I won't do is sit-ups. I always get a burn on my back when I do. Well, there you go. Okay, fine. Then don't do those sit-ups. You have 6 or 7 other exercises I just showed you that you could do. I highly recommend them. But yeah, please, guys, if you want more content, check out that Discord. There's a lot of good shit going on. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Usually don't feel anything for abs for deadlifts. So for me, right, so watch the abs here. See, for me, I keep my core really, really tight when I come down. And I'm using the hip hinge. Do those other ones, just not sit-ups. Then you're golden, man. You're good. Lower back is always burning. Snow Bunny, that may mean, I would try really focusing on keeping your abs tight when you're doing the deadlifts. You may find that it helps, and it may take a little stress off your lower back. If it doesn't, consider maybe doing some of those abs exercises that I've been talking about here. So good questions, y'all. Let's talk about a few other things. You guys can see the little the little timer here that says financially independent. I'm free. 671 days. That is accurate. I will be able to retire at age 29. I'm currently 28. This is something I've been working towards since I graduated college, and hopefully it'll happen. It has very little to do with this channel in the sense that I require this channel for income. In fact, y'all may have noticed that there basically aren't any ads on this channel. I run the minimum Twitch allows me to, which is 30 seconds an hour, and that's by no mistake. I don't feel as though what Twitch pays me for the ads is worth the disruption to the content of my stream. I feel it makes my stream content worse, and I feel it drives away my audience. So I keep the ads off of my screen because I would rather attract more viewers. So y'all will notice very, very, very seldom are you going to find other Twitch streamers that have as few ads on their channel as mine. So I'll give that an FYI. Good night, Cosmo. Good to see you. Yeah, if you want more, I've got several other people in my channel, in my Discord server that are from, I think there's one from Finland, two from Sweden, a couple others from across the pond. So there may be some other Europeans you can talk to in there. So we have any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to probably look to raid someone. Looks like Surovkin, the Russian general, just got detained. Someone else from Finland. Yeah. Alrighty, so let's see here. Who do we got on right now? We got quite a few people to pick from. I got Malik, I've got Terrible Hime, Sergeant Thunderthighs, Jasu. Can we suggest a raid destination? Sure, go for it. Who do you got? Hate that I missed most of streams, just chat politics sometime. If you want to chat politics, we have an adult topics channel in my Discord server. Go there. Malik or Thunderthighs. I was debating between those two. I like Terrible Hime as well, so it's one of those three. Start up my stream again, you should join the panel. I'll think about it. I'm open to the idea. It's kind of fun to show up on other people's channels sometimes. All right, since it looks like we don't have any further questions, I am going to look to raid someone. So, question is, who are we gonna pick? Oh, I don't have Discord right now. It's not a personal computer. That's a pity. Well, if if you ever have questions, you can throw them in there. So we got 2 votes for Thunderthighs. I was gonna do Malik, but all right, I can live with Thunderthighs. That's cool. All right, so let me talk y'all through the upcoming streams before we go. First off, hey, John Deeds, thank you very much for the 100 bits. Thank you. When's your next stream? Actually, that's exactly what I was gonna... Excuse me. I have my schedule listed below. It's also on my Discord. If you guys want to know from the source, I will be live at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning with Leg Day. Now, I will also be live Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And typically, I'm live at Sunday morning. This will be slightly different because Sunday I'm going to be out at Kiowa Island on the coast. I'm going to have to take a beach day because I like the beach. And then I will be live. This is, again, a little bit less than usual, but we're going to do it anyway. I think I will go live on the 4th of July for maybe an old school RuneScape stream or something like that. I'm not really sure what I will do that day. Might even be a lift. Who knows? Nightmare Thief, good to see you. Howdy, howdy. So I think we are ready to roll. We give you guys 10 more seconds here if you have any further questions. this would be the time. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Or I'll probably make Urban Crony. Thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate it. If not, I will probably make a guest appearance somewhere on Dodger of Zion's stream later tonight. She's my roommate. I'm not sure where she went, but we're gonna go raid Sergeant Thunderthighs, I think. So we're gonna raid Thunder. You know what? Hold up. Raid message. Thankfully, Bull's cut cycle is almost over. Alright, so we're gonna raid Sergeant Thunderthighs. Am I gonna blow it up? I'm probably gonna go. There's a cookout going on a couple blocks down with some of my friends and neighbors. I'm gonna probably bring my grill and grill some brats, some chicken. Be a good time. So raid Sergeant. Let me make sure I got this right. SGT Thunderthighs. Alright, here we go. Alright, that's going to be it, everybody. We are going to go raid Sergeant Thunderthighs. Thank you all very much for coming out. For those of you who followed, I appreciate it very much. If you want more, come check out the Discord. Thank you very much, John Deeds, for the bits. And as always, and Share1000, thank you for both the bits and many, many gifts. I do appreciate that. And as always, y'all, make good decisions. Those good decisions form your habits. Those habits form your valor, your values. Darky Vitrum, thank you very much for the first time chat, but we are about to head out. Your decisions form your habits form your values form your ethos. The ethos can be the guide star through the rough waters of life. Much love. See y'all at 9 in the morning tomorrow.